2 years had passed since I walked out of the courtroom with a pen still warm from signing the divorce decree. Life had been quiet since then, until the night 2 officers knocked on my door. No sirens, but their hands hovered over their holsters like they expected trouble. "Sir," one of them said, "there's been a report of a child left unattended in a vehicle registered to you. Lexus, parked outside your old office." I frowned. "Excuse me?" "The back seat," he added. "Someone saw a little girl alone inside, but I hadn't used that car in weeks, and I didn't have a child." They cuffed me. I didn't argue. I met their eyes and said, "You'll want to verify where that call came from." Because I already knew. Claire and I had been married 5 years. She had beauty that could freeze a room and ambition that could burn one down, a paralegal with a silver tongue and a face made for trust. We built a life that looked flawless from the outside, the kind with granite countertops and coordinated Instagram smiles. I thought we were a team. I was wrong. The signs came slowly. Late nights at the firm, evasive glances, unexplained credit card charges. I tried to quiet my suspicions until I couldn't anymore. I reached out to a college friend who now worked in private intelligence. Nothing official, just someone skilled in staying invisible. A week later, I had the evidence. Claire, half-dressed, wrapped around her boss in the back of a yacht. The man, Douglas Crane. Her employer, my former mentor. It didn't break me. I didn't shout. I didn't weep. I poured myself 2 fingers of scotch and labeled the files. She wanted the house, the Lexus, and a chunk of my business. I let her have it. Didn't fight. She mistook my silence for defeat. But she'd underestimated me. While she settled into her new life, I began constructing a quiet counter-narrative. First, I sold my business stake to a holding firm I controlled offshore. Next, I filed for personal bankruptcy. The media sympathy rolled in. She laughed, glass in hand. 6 months later, she married Crane. A lavish ceremony in Tuscany. White roses. Too extravagant for a couple without secrets. I already knew what they were hiding. Crane had a daughter, Isabella, from a previous marriage. Claire hadn't known at first. When his ex-wife died unexpectedly, full custody fell to Crane. Claire was unprepared for a child. She resented the intrusion. Their marriage decayed like old fruit. Crane began sleeping around. Claire drank more. Then came the tax problems, the audits, the anonymous tips. The yacht was sold. Then the luxury cars. Then their silence shattered into public screaming matches. I watched it all unfold like a documentary. She tried to rewrite the narrative, checking into a shelter and painting herself as a victim. I knew the truth. Then, 2 weeks ago, she called me, out of the blue, said she missed how I used to listen, said she wanted coffee, closure, maybe a new beginning. I played along. 3 days before the cops showed up, I parked my old Lexus, complete with tinted windows and a brand new child seat, in front of my former office. Inside, a lifelike doll with blonde curls sat strapped in, visible just enough to stir concern. That same day, I made a post online. Picking up my daughter today. Big day. Claire took the bait. She called it in. An anonymous report to Child Protective Services. Said I'd abandoned a little girl in a hot car. Thought she'd trapped me. But the car hadn't moved in 48 hours. Dashcam footage showed her circling the block, snapping photos. Calling from a burner phone I had already traced and cloned. She didn't know the vehicle still had a GPS tracker, or that I'd logged everything. I handed it all over, along with the emails I'd intercepted between her and Crane, outlining the scheme to fake a custody dispute, sue for emotional damages, and siphon off alimony under false pretenses. Turns out framing someone for child endangerment is a felony. So is falsifying reports. And wire fraud. Claire was arrested. Crane's company collapsed under the weight of investigations and civil suits. And just last week, their foreclosed home went on auction. I bought it under a different name. I didn't even move in. I just wanted the key. I never had a daughter, but I gave them one in story form, just convincing enough to reveal what they were willing to do for power and money. Revenge doesn't need fire. It needs patience and a quiet place to watch from. When the officers finally uncuffed me, one asked, "You seem awfully calm." I smiled. I'd been waiting 2 years for that moment.